Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be on the new Swedish heavy tank in the premium range at Tier 8, the Tornvagn. Give you a quick run through the characteristics of the tank and some tips for it and comparison with another tank, and then we'll go into some gameplay. Alright, so as you can see, there's a lot of resemblance between this tank and the Concept 1B, which is a Tier 9 US heavy tank. If you have a look at the turret, you can see it's basically a automated turret. So just carrying the gun and the breech block. But that's about where the resemblance ends. The same characteristics, I guess, are that the frontal part of the turret is very hard to pen, and we'll talk about that as well, but the hull is also got a fairly good strong front, but the sides are a whole lot weaker than the Concept 1B, so it's yeah, very misleading in terms of performance of the tank. So I guess we'll talk about the quick tank characteristics. So 400 average damage, standard round is 248 pen, which is actually quite workable, and has a shell velocity of 1000 meters per second, and the premium ammunition is 297 average pen at the shortest end, with 1450 shell velocity, which will let you compete with Tier 9s at least, and certainly in Tier 10 battles to some extent. Probably the other key characteristics there, rate of fire is quite low, 4.47 per minute, and this is with, we're not running a rammer, we're running GLD. It's trying to improve the aiming time. So I've got the aiming time down to 1.92, but the other key thing here is 10 degrees of gun depression, which is pretty good. So, but you can see the average DPM here around 1786, and even with a rammer it only gets up to just under 2000 hit points per minute, which is very much on the low side for heavy tanks. The other key things, you can see it's a 3-man crew, so very similar to the other Swedish tanks, so not bad in that respect. But you can see we're running a crew with full skills, including brothers in arms, we're running vents, and we're running food to get even these things. So the other thing here, dispersion 0.37 is pretty broad, and let's have a view range is the other thing which is a bit limited, that the standard view range is 360, so here it's still under 400 even with those crew skills, and including the situational awareness on the commander, who's got the radio skills and recon at a certain level. But we're not running optics, of course, because it's a heavy tank and we want to try and improve the gun characteristics. Other things to note, 1650 hit points, not bad for a heavy tank. Frontal armor, 260 on the hull and 280 on the turret. That is the strong part, but look how sort of weak the side and rear armor is. So the minute you turn your turret, you're going to get auto-penned pretty much by just about any gun in the game. Now, I've got a quick comparison we'll do with the T-34. And there are a lot of commonalities with the T-34, so let's have a look at them. So average damage is the same, 400. Average pen with a standard round is 248. And I've configured it the same as the Tornvagn with the same equipment and crew skills. So it's got slightly better rate of fire. So loading time almost 1.5 seconds faster. Gun traverse speed slightly faster. Same gun depression. Worse aiming time on the T-34, but better dispersion, again with the same crew skills and related improvements. So it's got an average damage just above 2000. So in that sense, it's got less hit points, worse hull armor, but about the same in terms of the turret armor, but better side protection compared to the Tornvagn, and better rear protection on the turret in particular than the Tornvagn has. And the other good thing is suspension repair time is quite fast on the Tornvagn. So you do bounce a few things on the Tornvagn, but we'll show that in the gameplay. Mobility, it's slightly worse. It's got a lower top speed than, and this is both with turbo mounted, so 2 kilometers per hour slower than the T-34. It's also got less specific power than the T-34, so you'll find it slower over ground. But otherwise, you know, it's got a lot of similarities in terms of the performance of the vehicle. Concealment, nothing special. I think it's just didn't mount camo on the T-34, but the T-34's also got slightly better view range. But in any case, that's a really quick comparison, just to give you an idea. But you'll see when we show the gameplay, just the speed of the tank over ground and up hills is not fantastic, and the gun handling also is a bit suspicious. So we'll do a quick wrap up at the end to talk about the value of the tank. Anyway, over to the gameplay. Okay, so we're on the Karelia map and we're in a tier 8 to tier 9 battle. So we'll see how it plays against the top tier tanks. I'm going to go up the other side of the bowl there on the 0 line. But you can see how slow this tank it is. It's equivalent roughly to a T-34 or even an I-6 in terms of speed. And yeah, playing this without turbo just to show how it moves. And we've got some tanks in front of us to do some spotting, and we're going to go up the low area right on the far east side of the map and try and get into some hold down positions there to either shoot back up the hill or to push the enemy further up. Anyway, put a shot into the Basante as we're going in, and we get spotted, but the first shot we get at us gets taken by the track, so that's fine. Now we'll probably get another shot into the Basante, which is good. Yeah, nearly 400 damage there. But we're firing premium rounds at the moment, just because we're not sure who we're going to come up against. And it's a pretty long reload time, so we put a shot into the guard there. Now he's going to be a bit of a tricky customer, I think. And we've got a Charfature 4 further up. Don't expect too many problems pinning, but really don't want to stop here. There we go, taking some hits from the guard. Can't do much about it at the moment. We've just got to get further up behind this rock, but also deal with this super Pershing that's there. So it's a bit unfortunate, 2 shots in. That guard could be a 1 shot. Anyway, we've got the lower plate of the Super Patriot, no problem going through there. We're really just going for the shell velocity here as well. You can see the difference, 1450 meters per second for the premium shell versus 1000 meters per second for the standard, even though it's APCR as well. Anyway, the Super Pershing goes down, which is good. And the guard's already been taken out. So we've got a bit of a line up here. Let's put a shot towards the Tiger 2, but unfortunately it just doesn't go through the front of the turret. This T-32 in front of us, just blocking a little bit, but anyway, got the TNH there. Oh, and there's some Marty running away. He's in a pretty close position there. He must have been trying to get some shots down the line here. Unfortunately, no one could take advantage of that. Anyway, this game's definitely going in favour of this team. Not really due to our efforts, of course, but we've got 2,000 damage already, so it's not going too badly. It's certainly in the 4th minute of the match, so it's more about the targets being in front of us than anything else. And the speed of the vehicle is not so important here. We've got the Tiger 1 again, but probably rushing the shot a bit there. Not aiming in. And bouncing another shot, so we've bounced nearly 1500 damage here. So this just shows the value of the turret when it is facing the enemy. It can bounce quite a few rounds, so we're just taking advantage of that Tiger 2 being tucked around the corner, and we'll just come back here under the cover and get back hull down again. And again, just should have aimed that in a bit further, really just rushed that a bit too much. Now we get hit from the TNH. Now that was definitely from having the turret turn, so now we're going to keep the turret focused towards that direction if we can until the Tiger II is a challenge. And a bit surprised that TNH not being spotted. That is really annoying, but we're down to 300 and a bit hit points there. There you go, shot bounces, so turning the turret was a good idea. We just bounce some more rounds, particularly there's a LAS up there that we haven't seen. Still a bit concerned we haven't spotted that TNH. I mean, that's just almost ridiculous here, even though we do have, you know, one of the lowest view ranges for a tier 8. But we need a bit of support here, so... And finally get the kill on the Tiger II. And now we can concentrate, I was going to say concentrate on the TNH, but we get taken out by the Chafford G4, who's obviously just pulled back to a spot out of range, but further up the hill where he can shoot down. So it puts paid to the hold down position, unfortunately. We've got Mackie here to save the day. And you get that LAS takes out the VK as well, so not a great result. Mecha takes out the TNH, so that's nice, and then another VK comes up here to push the case for spotting out the rest of them. So we might just teleport to the end of the match and have a look at the results, because obviously I'm not going to contribute more to this game. Okay, so this is one of the more average games played, but more to show you how the tank performed. We did 2.6k of damage and a small amount of assisted damage, but we also blocked nearly 3k of damage, so it gives you an idea of the performance of the frontal armor. It's only a third class result, but so a quick look at the economics of it as well. So came in with 915 base and finished in the top 5. So let's not worry about that too much, but let's have a look at this. So now we were playing standard account here, so yeah, did lose credits. 14 shots, only 9 of those hit, so gun handling. 7 penetrations, so a bit of shot selection. We did end up shooting a fair bit of premium. That's one of the reasons why the costs, plus also ignore the consumables, because this is a like a demo account, so we're not running premium, and obviously not pre-buying all those consumables like you normally would. But otherwise, yeah, it gives you an indication of the income that you'll get. So yeah, if you take away the 40k for pre-buying, then yeah, it's the ammunition. So I still would have lost money on a standard account, but would have made a small amount of money on a premium account with that performance. But really a lot of wasted shots there that cost us a fair bit there, particularly with the premium rounds. So let's jump back to the garage and just give the conclusions. All right, and welcome back to the garage. So wrap up for the tank, definitely not overpowered in any way, shape or form. You'll see a lot of other replays around from other CCs. I think the general verdict is that it's an adequate tank. Yes, you can use it for crew training, and it has, other sort of earning potential, based on the damage you do, and the ammo is not that expensive. But I think, it's only going to be available in the loot boxes for the holiday operations. So if you get it, yeah, well, it's definitely worth keeping. But yeah, you wouldn't sort of rush out of your way to get it. But it sort of continues the tradition of not very fantastic Swedish heavy tank premium. So anyway, don't be afraid when you see them on the battlefield. Just drive around them and try and shoot them from the side. It's the best advice I can give you. So thanks for watching the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing that. We'll have more content to follow, and thanks for watching.